Hello everyone and welcome back to Put It to TSET, and today we are, well, mystery box. Of course it isn't, because you've read the title of the video. It is going to be a look at the kick-started pro wrestling the kick-started pro wrestling card game deal. Peanuts, packing peanuts. I agree with LGR, no packing peanuts please, thank you very much. Anyway, after regaining my train of thought, it is Book It, the pro wrestling promoter card game. Apologies if my microphone's only decided it was playing with the bubble wrap. Yeah, so this is essentially, if you've ever played the Extreme Warfare Revenge or the Total Extreme Wrestling video game series, essentially it's you book pro wrestling shows and the idea is to get the most money and the most people and blah by putting on the best shows. Except this is the board game version. As I said, I put money to this, kickstarted it, so I'm hoping it's going to be good. I spent the bit extra and got the Ultra Violent Edition, which included the base game, the next step up, which had, I think, 8 extra cards and 8 extra wrestlers, I think it was. And then they got some alternate art. As you can probably tell from the box, there's a few people that look a bit similar to people we might recognise. Very much so. But it's all tongue-in-cheek, it's all a bit of fun. So, okay, this is obviously the first time having a look at this. It's nicely presented, I love it. Ages 13 plus, 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. That's one of the things I liked, right? These guys from Foamhammer Games, they created it so one player can play this game. So, yeah, I like the box, I like the colours, it's all very nice. And there you go, we've got the display at the back, here you go. In the world of professional... Now, there's me. Exaggerating where it doesn't need to. In the world of pro wrestling, the real cutthroat competition comes from the promoters of your favourite events. Take control of your own wrestling promotion. Choose your style, sign your wrestlers, develop local talent, boost your reputation, and sabotage your rivals. Think you've got what it takes to run the best pro wrestling company in the world? Well then, book it! Book It, the wrestling promoter card game, is a deck building game for 1 to 4 players. Book It was designed from the ground up to be a love letter to those who find as much drama in the politics of running a wrestling company as they do in the action in the ring. Whether you're a diehard wrestling fan or just learning about the business, Book It is for you. So yeah, should we open the old what's it up, shall we? Ooh, careful, 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 don't want to ruin the box. Oh, this should be good. Alright. So, oh, it's good. It's a good box. Good quality box. I like it. I like it already. Nothing else gets points for that. Oh, yes, look at that. Right. So, we've got the setup and instructions there. Double-sided, full colour. Not so bad, not so bad. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I like it. We got some... bucks and some number tokens and a first player pencil, the first person to book the matches, I suppose. Oh yeah, so we've got 3 sheets of those with money. Oh, what's this? Reputation tracker. Okay. Interesting. I lovely. Oh, I do like this. This is proper. This is legit. This is a legit board game. No missing. Right, what we got in here? Let's go with Book It, dirt sheet. Lousy reputation. When you draw this card, play it immediately lose 1 reputation. Oh, okay, so these are things that mix the game up, obviously. More dirt sheets. These are the good ones, obviously. Wrestlers. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll have a look at them in a minute. Venues. Is it all venues? No, it's not. There's some wrestlers in there as well. We'll have another look at that. And a special announcement. Book It. Oh, my goodness. There's so much stuff here. There's so much stuff. I love it. It all looks brilliant. Oh, man. Right, where am I going to start? Let's open this one. Let's open this one, if I can. I've just noticed this CM Punk look-alike with the word Essex written across his front. I love that. Oh dear. I'm easily amused. Right, what we got? So, oh my goodness, are they mixed up? Ah, right. So, there was an announcement made, sent out via email, saying that basically some of the cards are now mixed up. Yeah, that was unintentional. So, I might just cut it here. I'll come back after I've had a quick look at a browse through, show you some of the cards, and then we'll probably have to cut again while I learn the rules and actually maybe play a game. Who knows?
We followed the pipe deep, ever deeper into the fathomless caverns under Chicago, knowing danger lurked round every bend.
Alright, so I've just got everything out, organised, sorted it, and had a quick flick through the cards. So, I haven't looked through the actual instructions just yet. I'll do that in a little bit. Starting off, we're going to have a look at the cards, because, you know, they're the essential, the big part of the game. So each player has to take a selection of promotion cards to decide how their wrestling organisation is going to be and what they're going to base it on. We've got the options for strong style, which, you know, is Japanese, basically hard-hitting style. You've got the Lucha Libre, the Mexican style. You've got yourself sports entertainment, your WWEs, your TNAs, or Impact Wrestling. Got the hardcore promotions, your CZWs, and the FMWs of Japan and such. And you've got hybrid promotions that have a mix of everything. And basically, these give advantages and disadvantages. These give advantages depending on what wrestlers you use. So, you know, for the hardcore ones, you get a +1. Hardcore wrestlers in your promotion get +1 boots. What is boots? What is boots? I don't know what boots is. I haven't looked at that. What is boots? Work rate. Aha! There you go. Right. So there you go. So in a hardcore promotion, their work rate goes up when they book a hardcore thing. Star power gets improved in sports entertainment when you use them. Costs less money to sign strong style wrestlers and lucha libres and throwing cards everywhere. But yeah, basically this defines what your best show is going to be going forward. It's quite nice. You've then also got a huge selection of venues here. So you've got Boston, Massachusetts, LA, Utica? I don't know how to pronounce that. New York City somewhere. Anyway, yes, you've got a nice selection: San Antonio, Texas, and the likes. New York, Montreal, Quebec. Yeah, Quebec, Canada, isn't it? Yeah, QC. I'm trying to work out what the hell's QC. Yeah. Got Tokyo, Japan, and each of these have got different, you know, ratings for what they want. I mean, Philadelphia, right? Hardcore wrestlers get +2 star players. Sports entities get -1, basically because that's the old ECW crowd. So you know, what else got? Mexico City, Mexico, Lucha Libre wrestlers get a +2 star rating. So depending on which location you go to, and they all cost different amounts to book at, gives you different buffs and debuffs depending on what promotion you're putting on. So that's a big vital part of the game. Let's now take a look at the thing. So instead of spending money on wrestlers, sometimes you can buy either special announcements or dirt sheets. So I've worked out special announcements improve your game. Dirt sheets ruin your opponent's game, if you've got an opponent, of course. I think there's a mechanic for one players that you have to take one of these at some point, but we'll see. So the special announcements, you've got things like a viral video that suddenly makes your promotion huge, hot crowd, you know, rookie of the year, record attendance, all these sort of things that sort of boost up your shows. And, you know, talent scout, you know, you may reveal one of those wrestlers, sign them, put the rest back on top. So yeah, it's sort of like, this one lets you look at, you know, within the deck, try and find better talent than what's unavailable. It's all sort of things, you know. They receive a synergy boost. It's all these little things that just add up and just make your life a lot easier. Whereas on obviously the opposite side, you've got guys like a 45-minute promo, which obviously, you know, ruins the penalties for the matches, double booked. So they must exchange their current venue, which means they've lost out on the bonuses they were going to have. Held up means it's going to cost more money, missed flight, lose a wrestlers, broken, you know, all kinds of things that cause all kinds of issues, like injuries and whatever, you know, lose a wrestler's work rate. It's all these little things that are going to add up in the end that you're just going to lose out on. So, you know, definitely something, you know, quite vicious and nasty if that's what you're going to go for. Which pile was it? It was this one. So, actually taking a look at some of the wrestler cards, everyone's available to get jobber cards. They're completely available, you know, no restrictions at all. I'll put these in order. I've put these in order good. And these come in both male and female varieties. So, you know, if you want to run an all-female show, you're more than welcome to. The luck of the cards may not be with you, but you can. No difference between them other than the artwork. It's just nice to have. These two, you can spend money leveling them up to the journeyman or journeywoman, I suppose, depending on it. In the middle of the frame, wouldn't it? Yes, I'm out of practice. Shut up. So yeah, you can level them up and you can improve the star power and work rate. So originally, jobber cost nothing, whereas a journeyman now costs 3. Work rate was 1, now 2. Star power 2, star power 0. Well worth putting the money in by the looks of things, but that's only if you've got it and available. And then of course you've got the nightly signings, as it were. So you've got the stars. So you've got like Strong Style, Andy Phenom. Can't guess who that is. You've got another Strong Style, Justin Lightning Tiger. Hexagon Dark. Kaylee. Jane Sienna. You get the idea, don't you? Horror show. I like that because I'm a Vampiro Mark. Essex, as I was pointing out earlier. Yeah. Filipino Dave. Who doesn't like a bit of Filipino Dave? Pink Cashmere and Patty Pie. You know, you've got wrestlers like this, you know. And essentially, you throwing the cards everywhere. Careful with them. Too excited. Yes, you get these cards laid out in the middle of the table. You can spend money to book them for one show, depending on their star power. It depends how much cost they are. But yeah, obviously, the better wrestlers you can get on your show, the better shows you put on, and the more money you make in business. The ones there is another style of wrestling that I haven't shown out in this one, and that was the old hardcore wrestlers with the purple backgrounds. The purple backgrounds. I'm slightly colourblind, excuse me. And oh my god, are these mixed up? Only the first two, right? Because yeah, do you remember how I said I paid extra for the ultra-violent alternate variant cards? Yeah, well there you go. There's actually no significant difference between the cards other than the artwork, but you can see the difference. Your standard here of Gladiator Lee, who reminds me very much of Mike Awesome, but there you go, the Gladiator. And then you've got this ultra-violent variant with, you know, a little bit of blood spatter and a chair in hand. It's nothing major, nothing big. Then you get the likes of Bud Drinker. Can't guess who that is, eh, Sandman? And then you've got him with a bit of a more busted open sort of pre-entrance style, and you know they go on like this. You got the Grim Carver, a bit of Necro Butcher, and this is one of those that you don't need it. Bit of Jack Love, but being a big fan of, you know, well, not a big fan, but I liked a bit of FMW, a bit of IWA Japan, you know, a bit of Hayabusa there, Whisper, you know, it just something I had to have, you know. Genocide with a barbed wire. It's my kind of thing, is all I'm going to say. And it just seems silly of me not to get the extra while it was there. So why not? So, you know, it's good quality cards. Fantastic, you know, the cards are thick quality, nice shiny, lovely artwork. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The box is brilliantly presented. This is good quality card. This is a good quality thing. I guess all that's left now is for me to actually look at the rules. Maybe show you how it's played? I don't know. Maybe. Who cares? I don't.
Swooping into gladiators, it's Vulcan!
Okay, so I've just gone over the rules and had a quick look through and a quick work through. So basically, let's take it step by step. Each player will receive 6 jobber cards, and they stay with them to the end of time, basically. They are their local talent, and they have no special abilities. That's fantastic. You get your choice of promotion cards. Ideally, everyone have a different one, but it's not a big deal. You can all have the same sort of promotion. For this instance, I'm going to take the Strong Style one, and that stays with me for the rest of the game, which is nice. You also get $25 to start off with, which is, you know, your starting bankroll. And yeah, then you pick your first player. In this instance, I'm the only player, so I won't be using my first player pencil, but we won't worry about that. But obviously that goes round, so everyone gets a chance to be the first player and have their first go at this. Right, I'm looking at the instructions and reading off the instructions, so bear with me. I'm just using it as a reference. We got your reputation tracker, so everyone picks a different coloured token. They place it on the start at 0, and as time goes on and you improve your reputation, you follow it up the chart. And the idea is to get to the end of 6 turns and be the company with the highest reputation. Nice and easy, nice and simple. None too difficult. Okie dokie, right, so first round. So we've picked our promotion, we've got our jobbers, we've got our money. Cool. So the first thing to do is all of the venues are available at the start. Basically, the first player gets the first pick, second player gets to pick second, blah, 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 blah. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm having strong style, my preferences are going to be either Tokyo, Japan, to get a +1 to star power, +1 to work rate, or to go with Montreal, where hardcore and strong style wrestlers both have the same styles, which could give me some interesting synergy. So, before the start of the first round, we're going to flip over 10 wrestler cards. These are the 10 wrestlers that are available to book for tonight's matches. So I'm going to have a look at what we've got before I decide where I want to go, because quite frankly, yeah, it's not looking good either way. Right. Well, my strong style initiative is balked because I've got nothing but entertainers and yeah, what were they listed as? Sports entertainment and luchas. So I've ruined that. So ideally, I've only got one strong style guy, so I'm not going to have that. I'm going to go try and get some synergy bonuses for signing hardcore and strong style wrestlers by going to Montreal. We do like a bit of Canada. Right, so I've got to pay $2 for that, so we'll throw that back in the pot and get me $3 back, because that's going to be quite important. Cool. So everyone's picked a venue and they've paid their money for it, so we're now on to the signing phase. Now in the signing phase, we have the option to take a jobber and pay $3 to improve them to a journeyman, as I said before, or a journeywoman, and that improves their ability and permanently upgrades them. So basically you lose the jobber and you get the journeyman instead, and they stay with you instead of the jobber. Stay in a pile, stop sliding all over the place. Right, I'm not going to do that first round because, quite frankly, I don't know how much money I'm going to have to spend here. Before I get into signing wrestlers, there are the options to purchase special announcements. As part of the one-player game, it does suggest taking out a few of these, so you don't, because they don't apply, like cross-promotion, because there's no one else to promote with. And also in the one-player game, you take the dirt sheet ones out. Apparently there isn't a rule specifically to have these in, but I would probably look at playing it to include one of these at random every now and then. Maybe on a dice roll, I don't know, I haven't decided, but basically in a one-player game, they're not very good. What we'll say is that occasionally you will pick up a lousy reputation card and ruin your reputation by playing dirty. So kind of a hindrance there rather than a help. But who knows, it's up to you if you want to play dirty or not. So special announcements worth 3. So, you know, there could be really good boosts, they could be okay boosts, but I'm not going to get that right now. Instead, I'm going to look at what I've got on here. So looking at what I've got, yeah. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to get Filthy Kenny, because he's the only strong style on there. He's worth 2, so I'm going to pay my 2 for that. Ideally, what you're going to need by the end of this is 10 cards. So you're starting with 6 jobbers. Really, honestly, you're going to need to buy another 4 wrestlers in order to make it worthwhile. Once the first player's signed up a wrestler, a new one gets added to the signing pool, and the next player goes and has a go. Ooh. I'm looking at what I want to do, because I'm not really sure on this. First time round, I'm going to risk only spending $1 on the Nippon Playboy, worth a go. Again, at this point, I could special announcement or dirt. I know after I've had my go, next person's go, but I could then get a special announcement or a dirt sheet. Who knows? Ooh, Rain Dragon, 4 stars. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. Pay 7 for that. 1, 2, and $3 back. Doesn't matter I'm running out of money, that's fine, that's not a big issue, because we don't need it. Cool, right, so now I've run out of strong style, so I'm definitely going to have to hardcore. So, looking at it, for the amount of star power and the work rate, Valentine's actually cheaper, so I'm going to purchase her. And that gets me 5, 6 back. Lovely, right, so got my little pool of money, got my little pool of cards, and that would go into the pile. And everyone goes round and they all have their goes until they've run out of either money. I mean, I could purchase another wrestler in hopes that when I come round to it, I'm going to draw them rather than a jobber card. But for the sake of expedience, I'm not going to bother this time. So once everybody's had their go and they're all happy and they've all paid their money and everything's sorted or whatever, that's fine. So we can now start putting these back into the deck because frankly we don't need them and I need the space on the table to get on with it. I'm going to put these at the bottom, although it doesn't really matter because they're all going to be shuffled the next time anyway. Cool, so we're in Montreal, we've got a strong style promotion. I don't need my venues anymore, they can go somewhere else for the minute. Special announcements, I haven't got any, and I haven't got any dirt sheets. So, and journeymen, I haven't paid for any of them either, so they can sit over there. So these are my wrestlers. Right. So events have to be 5 matches, no less. If you have less than 5, you lose a reputation point for every match that's not on the card, basically. So yeah, you kind of need to have 5 matches at any given point. So what you do is you take all of your wrestlers, try not to throw them all over the place because like I'm doing, oh my god, I'm doing a terrible job of this. You shuffle them up like so, and then we draw a hand of 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are our starting 6 cards. We've got the Nippon Playboy, a Jobber, Valentine, Rain Dragon, and Filthy Kenny, which is really handy. Really rather handy, to be perfectly honest, right? So, spot on. Right. So, let me get this straight, because this is where I start losing a little bit. So basically, I'm looking to put on the best matches possible. So, ideally, I want to put... So we're strong style. Would help if I read my cards, really, wouldn't it? Can we focus on that? Can we? Yeah, see, signing those strong style wrestlers cost me $1 less each of them. So I should still have $3 extra. Idiot. Well, good start, good start. Well, that's all right. That's more money for me next time. Brilliant. So I'm looking at getting the best work rate, but ideally I don't want to be getting an odd number because we take an average on work rate. So if I were to have, yeah, let's say Nippon versus Valentine, it's a 3 and a 1, which altogether is 4, which is well and good because you can divide it by 2, gives you nice XP worth 2 work rate, really nice. The 4 and a 3, not as good, it's worth 7, which, you know, divided by 2 is 3.5, but then you have to round it down so it's only worth 3. So that's not ideal, but at the same time, you're not going to have much in terms of getting anything else out. Okay, so, yeah, basically I've made a bit of a mess of this, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Right, so what I'm going to do is basically I'll probably will put Rain Dragon and Filthy Kenny in to start off with. Although saying that, no, I'll tell you what, we're gonna start off with Nippon Playboy Valentine. Doesn't matter which order. There is no actual main event. There is no open. It's just matches on the card. It's more simple than that. So basically, because these two are classified as the same style in Montreal, I think this works. I think I've worked around the system. They are familiar with each other because they've got the same style, and I get to draw 2 additional cards to use the rest of my card. However, because they also match the strong style, because they're all technically the same style, I think, if not, these definitely are, I get to draw 4 cards. Ergo, 2 because they're the same style, and an additional 2 because they're in the same style as the promotion. Brilliant, so I get to draw another 4 cards, which in turn gives me access to all my jobbers. So in the event I didn't have one of these cards and I was stuck in the deck, I could have laid that out and I could have pulled that out. And it'd give me a chance to have the complete matches that I wanted. There is a better explanation of this on YouTube. I will put the link in the description to to the YouTube channel and the playlist and Foamhammer Games website, so you can see for yourself everything that's going on, so I'm not just rambling buckets of nothing. But anyway, so I'm going to have that as a match. Do I want that as a match? You know what, for the sake of anything, I'm just going to throw that in. No, throw her in with a jobber. Throw those two together. Throw those two together. No, throw them that way. I won't do intergender wrestling just yet. I won't break the norms just yet. Although, you know, what does it matter? It's cards. And also, what does it matter? It's wrestling! It doesn't have to make sense much. So, that's my card. That's it. Everyone else has to do the same sort of match. You have to have 2 wrestlers in a match. Occasionally someone will play a dirt sheet and you have to remove one, and then you've ruined and you lose your reputation and blah. In the event that you don't have enough cards in your hands, you have to pull out 2 at random, so you don't get a choice as to what match it is, which is going to be quite annoying. So ideally you do want to be sort of getting this synergy motion along with your promotion, so you can basically pick and choose which matches you're going to have. Otherwise you could end up with, you know, a really awful match where you could have made a stellar one. So once everyone's done that, we'll go around and we work out how much money we've made, because everybody loves a bit of money. Right, so players receive $2 for each point of reputation, because in the first round we've got no reputation, so we get nothing. If we were at 1 reputation, we'd get $2. 2 would get, so that's worth 4, and so on and so forth. You know, you keep going, it's worth, you know, $2 for each point of reputation, so 20 is worth 40. You get a lot of money because people will come to watch the shows based on your promotion rather than who's wrestling. You know, makes sense. People are paying more money just to go to WWE, not even knowing who's actually on the card. It's just the way it works, I suppose. Makes sense. So, because I'm at 0, I get no extra money. Yay! So, I get no additional star power. But I do have 2 non-local wrestlers. With the same star power more than 0. So no, if these 2 had been matching star power, I would have added an extra 2 when I'm adding this up. But unfortunately, I'm not. So that's a shame. But in this case, it's 4 and 5. So that's now worth $5 for that match. People have paid. We've got a total of $5, as it were. Whatever. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. And so that's worth $5 that match. This match over here, we've got 2 and nothing, so that's worth $2. Where's my dollars? Dollar. Worth $2. This match, 1 star power, 0. It's only worth 1. And there were 0, 0. Because they're local talent, they're not worth anything. If I'd upgraded to a journeyman, might have been worth 2 star power and $2 to come watch them, but I haven't. So therefore, it's worth absolutely bubkiss. So, for tonight's wrestling that I spent how much money on? What's that? 9, 10, 15, minus 4, 11 $11 I've made. 5, 6, 7, $8 back. Oh dear. Well, that's why I'm looking to improve my reputation to get more money. Anyway, so let's look at the show quality phase. Right. Again, this gets complicated very quick. So if 2 non-local wrestlers have the same match style and a work rate higher than 0, which is right, they are compatible and each receive a +1 bonus from determining show rating. So, in this instance, 4 plus your 3 is your 7, divided by 2 is 3.5, round it down to 3. But, because they're compatible, we get a whopping 4 quality for that match. I believe. Which is nice. Brilliant. Fantastic. Brilliant. So over here, we've then got a 3 and a 1, which is 4 divided by 2, which only gives us 2 because it's, you know, no rounding up or rounding down. So that's only worth 2. In this instance, it's a 1 and a 1, so therefore it's only worth 1. This instance, 1 and a 1 is worth 1. And a 1 and a 1, which is worth 1. So let's add it all up. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's worth 9 total show quality. So looking at this, our show quality is in between there. which allows us to move up from 0 to a 1. We've got a 1 point of reputation increase, which is quite nice. We like it, we like it. And therefore that'll give us a bonus next time we put a show on. It'll be worth at least $2 extra when we put a show. What we do then is we take our money, put it in our pile. You don't have to keep track of the show ratings, but you're more than welcome to, as I've been told, which sounds like fun. That sounded really sarcastic, it isn't. Really, honestly, I really quite like that idea. You take back your jobbers and your journeymen and women. You then place all of your wrestlers back into the wrestler pile and they get shuffled in at the end. You take your venue back and place it back because the next player is going to have their turn first. And you don't get to pick that one first anymore. And yeah, game continues. With me there, move on. Turn 2. Take your first player, pass it on to the next person, or in this instance it doesn't really matter. And one player should really keep track of my reputation and get the highest score as much as possible. But there you go. That basically sums up Book It, the Pro Wrestling Promoter card game. Again, I told you that there's a brilliant guide made by the guys at Foamhammer Games. Links are in the description. Please do go check them out. Yeah, they're definitely worth a look because they explain it just a touch better than I do. Plus, they've got it on Tabletop Simulator, which is I need that. I need to have the physical game and to play it digitally. Really, why is that not now in my possession?
What are you waiting for? Get in here.
It's a new game with new rules.
So yeah, that is Book It, the Pro Wrestling Promoter card game in its completion. A vague overlook of what it's supposed to be like when you play it. I like it. I like it. I think I'm going to get some fun out of this because it's really simple, really easy. Once you pick up the hang of it and you've just, you know, you can follow the simple turn order. It's listed everywhere. It's nice and easy, nice and simple to follow. Cards look great, feels fantastic. Although it was kickstarted, it is now available on the Foamhammer Games website. It's $40 plus postage and packaging, which is, you know, that's not too bad considering the quality of the game. Although I don't believe the Ultra-Violent Edition is available anymore. They do plan on having some add-on packs released for it. I'm not sure when that is or when that will be, how much they'll cost, but, you know, it's worth keeping an eye on. So, if you're a fan of professional wrestling and you like your board games, it's just worth a go. It's probably one of the best wrestling board games I've ever played. It's better than the WWE ones that I've ever played. Although, I don't know, the DVD one with the trivia was pretty good. But that's besides the point. Also, if you are a fan of TEW, Extreme Warfare Revenge, Adam Ryland's stuff, it's not quite on the same level, unfortunately, but it's a card game. You can't get as in-depth as possibly with a game with billions of calculations a second. Although I will link that in the description, because if you're interested in booking your own professional wrestling shows, TEW 2020 is due to come out this year, and I'm really excited for it. As a complete offshoot, but I will link that as well as something worth looking at. I might even do a video on it at one point. I planned to, but I failed. Anyway, screw it. This is Book It. This is brilliant. Thank you so much, Foamhammer Games. I don't know how to end this episode, so I won't.